Look, I must draw people's attention to this. I'm sure people who have seen the paper today will have noticed anyway, but there's Geordie on the front page of today's newsletter for all the wrong reasons this time. I mean, Geordie, of course, much loved by Gerry's listeners and just a regular correspondent, the man from in and around Mid-Ulster. They're beaten up for a fiver. The headline is here. The whole story goes, and there's Geordie pictured with Rocky in the paper, and Stephen Dempster reports in the newsletter. A pensioner known for his cameo appearances on Radio Ulster last night said he would not be silenced by the masked men who beat and robbed him at his home. Geordie Tuft, renowned as a regular caller to Gerry's programme, told the newsletter he wouldn't hide away or have his life destroyed by the attack, which left him with injuries to his hands, ribs and a leg. And there's Geordie with a bandage on him, and you can it's a kind of a stressful picture. I'm sure that news will grieve many of Gerry's listeners this morning. He describes the attack here in his house near Lochbrickland in the County Armagh. And he also said he hoped his friend Gerry Anderson wouldn't be annoyed with him for not getting in touch to tell the radio presenter about the attack. Fair play to Geordie. I think Geordie was on yesterday and he was in good form, I believe, and he didn't allude to the fact that he had suffered this ordeal over the weekend. He said, of course, he'd be calling the show in future. So listen, Geordie, all I want to say today, I mean, I know Gerry's gone today, be back in a couple of days' time, but I know the thoughts of many of Gerry's listeners will be with you today. But he makes a point, Geordie says, of saying, look, he's not going to be put off or living in fear. He's travelled the world, and Geordie's had, of course, a very, very colourful life, working over the water and all the rest. And his rallying call there to pensioners in the paper is not to be afraid of these yobs who think they can sort of make older people live a life of fear. And Geordie's saying he's no intention of doing that. So, Geordie, as I say, listen, our thoughts are with you today, and all the wee animals and stuff, and we know you're good crack, but that's a very sad bit of news to have to bring you this morning. Kate texts, find out how Geordie is. Eileen texts, Mark, how is Geordie? This is all the crowd in here from Hollywood. Tell Geordie we're very sorry to hear about him being mugged. We hope he's going to get over his ordeal. God bless from Michael and Bernie in Macrafelt there. Play Something Says Upper Torso for Geordie. The Doors will do if you've got it. Listen, I'll be back after 11 o'clock. That's the Black Eyed Peas. And a wee track they're called Where Is the Love. Takes us on the show today to 9 minutes past 11. Listen, we told the news there just before the hour about the terrible attack on Geordie and Geordie Tuft, one of Gerry's regulars. I'm delighted that Geordie joins us on the line this morning. Geordie, good morning.
Hello, Mark.
Well, listen, Geordie, everybody's on. Phones are going nuts, the texts are going nuts here. How are you?
I'm not too bad now. I could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
I come out of it not too bad.
Geordie, look, you're taking a remarkable approach to this. You're basically saying you're not going to be put off. But what happened over the weekend? Can you just remind us? Did they break into the house or what happened?
No, I was just coming down and I was just coming through the door, and the next thing, the two come out from around the wee porch, put my whack in the head and dragged me in and handcuffed me. But it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I see the photo here in the paper today, Geordie. You've got your hand bandaged. I believe there's damage done to your ribs. I mean, physically, you're burning up, are you?
Oh, yes, surely. The only thing, you know what's wrong. Old Martha the Goose is having eggs laid and the hens is laying, but I can't get a clacker. No clackers about.
So we could get you a clacker this morning, could we?
Well, I don't know, or somebody would set these geese eggs for me. So,
Geordie, you see, it's almost, I'm not saying you're making little of it, but you didn't happen to mention it to Gerry on air. You're not making a big fuss. I mean, the paper happens to have got a hold of it. But are you? I mean, surely that has an effect on the way you think about life and the way you think about your safety in your house and that.
Look, you know what it is? It wouldn't matter if you had a steel door on or steel hand. If they want to get in, there's them sort of, they're more pity to be laughed at, really, like, you know, when the young bucks, you know, is up that old caper, like. But, no, you should never let get you down, never dwell on, for sure life goes on and you can't sit and dwell on it or you'd never go out.
And what did they get? They got a fiver?
A fiver, that was all.
£5?
Uh-huh. That was all.
Cheapers, Geordie.
But as I say, you know, you have to take an attitude and just go on with your life. If you were going to be like that, you'd never go out.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, Geordie, I'm not even going to give out the half of them because we'll be here from now to midday. Kerry's one example. She says, Mark, give Geordie all my best and hope he's feeling a lot better after his ordeal. Let him know that Kerry's one of the regular listeners who enjoys his crack and is thinking of him today. Geordie, what do you hear? Lawrence, the lorry listener, he says, tell Geordie to get well soon. Davey texts the programme, Mark, the scum that do this to older folks should be put down like animals. Best wishes to Geordie and a quick recovery. Dennis and Big Drew text, they say our thoughts are with Geordie in this time of trouble and distress. Here's Gerry, is in from Carrickfergus. Mark, wish Geordie all the best from me. I'm sure I speak for a lot of listeners. Geordie, it goes on and on and on and on.
Yes. Mark, dear, I know you're very busy, but do you know you have a dog one on sometimes?
Well, Ginny B.
I have wee Rocky. And you know what Rocky is? What you call the camel cough.
Right.
He brings up like an old white flame, you know, and I think there's no cure for it. I'm giving him a spoonful of honey now and again, but maybe somebody would know if there's anything that for the camel cough. You know,
he's bringing up white stuff. I mean, Geordie, I hasten to add, Jeannie's not a vet now. She makes them behave, but she can't fix them.
No, but she's travelled through doggy. You know, maybe she'll get a tip here and there. Maybe somebody out there might know.
So Rocky's thrown up white stuff?
Yes, so he flame and it goes whack, whack, whack. You know, it's in his throat, you know. It's what you call a cannon cough.
Yes.
He got it in the cannon, you know.
Yes. Well, look, I don't know if she's listening today, or maybe some vet is listening, maybe has a bit of advice.
Thanks very much, Mark, for calling.
Geordie, there's an awful lot of goodwill here. I hope that's some comfort for you this morning after your day.
Do you know what it is, Mark? There's more good people out there than there is bad.
Isn't that right?
Certainly.
And here, did you hear the news about Tato Crisps?
No.
Tato's round the corner from you. They're expanding all over the place, and there's great news there from Tato. That's not a hound's guile from you.
That's Tom the Gee.
Round the corner from you.
Just right down there. There's spitting a cough, as a man says.
So there's good news and there's good people.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, Mark.
Geordie, listen, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, bye.
All right.
Bye now.
There he is, the man himself, bearing up rightly by the sound of him. Geordie Tuft there, if you're just tuning in. Geordie was... he was robbed by masked men at his Brickland home for the princely sum of £5. I know what I would do with him, but I'd probably lose my job if I said what I thought.